Hey teachers, in this video I'm going to show you how to use GoGuardian and get the most out of it. So to start out with, you want to sign in, and you probably don't know this yet, but you actually already have a GoGuardian account. The district, as far as I know, made it so that every teacher in the Central Valley School District already has a GoGuardian account already created for you. So all you have to do is you have to just go to sign in. Now, the district created the sign-in with your Google account. Okay, so what you'll want to do is you'll want to put in either your Google information into here, which would not be mijohnsonCVSD.org, it'd be the 356, right? Or what you can do is you can say log in with Google. Once you log in, you'll see something similar to this, and this is your home page for GoGuardian, and it's time to get started. The first thing you'll want to do is add a classroom. Now, before you start filling out any of this information, if you've already created a Google Classroom, then you can add your Google Classroom directly. And in fact, I'd encourage you to start with the Google Classroom if you haven't already. But you're going to go ahead and click Add Google Classroom. And at that point, it's going to start searching for what Google classes you have in your Google Classroom that maybe isn't a part of your GoGuardian yet. For me, I'm going to use my 2020 Summer School Math Johnson Google Classroom. The great thing about using your Google Classroom is that it's going to add kids automatically if anybody comes in or out of the classroom. It's going to continually update that. If you don't link it to your Google Classroom, then anytime you have a new student, you're going to have to change that as you go. Now, in this class, I don't have any active students, but if I did, it would show up right here. And in fact, it would look something similar to this. On this screen, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to see what is up on your students' Google Chrome screen at any time and what they're actually searching for from one location right here. As you can see, all of my students are offline, but earlier this year, I was at a conference in Seattle, and I actually was able to pull this up and see what my students were doing in the classroom with the substitute. And I was able to see all of their screens to make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing. The timeline screen will show you what your students are currently looking at. You won't actually see their screen, but you'll be able to see if they're on Google or if they're on ESPN or coolmathgames.com. You'll be able to see that in just one screen. You also have a chat feature, which allows you to talk to your students all at one time. And if you turn chat on, then you'll be able to bring up the list of your students and select specific students that you want to start a conversation with. You can also send a whole class announcement all at one time by clicking the megaphone and putting in your announcement to the class. The Scenes tab is also a very important feature of GoGuardian. What Scenes will do is it'll allow you to only have students access a specific website, or you can make it so that students can't access specific websites. To do this, what you'll do is you'll click Add a Scene. In Add a Scene, there's two different ways to filter it, like I said. You can either be in Allow mode, which allows all websites to be included except for certain websites, or you can flip it to Blocked mode. And that's where all websites will be blocked except the specific website that you're allowing students to go to. So, for example, if my students were working on a project and I wanted them to be able to access different websites, but I didn't want them to go to coolmathgames.com, then what I could do is I could come down here to blocked sites and just type in coolmathgames.com and add the site to the blocked list. Then my students can access all of the different websites that they may need to go to, except they can't start hopping onto coolmathgames.com. Maybe what you'd want, though, is you want them working on one thing only at a time. So, for example, maybe you want to get rid of any websites but the Google Docs that they're supposed to be working and the Google Drive, the information they may need inside of a Google Drive. So you could go in and you could type in docs.google.com and drive.google.com, or what you can do is you can come over to here to the quick list and click on G Suite and then say add to the list. Then all of the G Suite websites, like your accounts, your Google Drive, Docs, Slides, Sheets, anything that Google is in Google will be allowed The last thing I want to tell you about GoGuardian is their help center. Their help center has a ton of information that's similar to this, where they offer video training and how-to guides, a lot of things that'll help you get started and answer any questions that you might have. Obviously, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me by email. My email is mijohnson@cvsd.org. Thanks so much and have a great day.